So, what are the four costs of being on the clearance rack, Candace?
Yeah, that's a really good question because, again, we talk about salary, people automatically think money. But let me get that one out the way first, right? Of course, the first cost of not negotiating, not being confident in your skills in the workplace, it is going to cost you money. The cost of not negotiating your first salary is going to cost you in dollars across all your salaries. It's going to compound over time. And so, again, I mentioned a number, $964,000 was what I believe it was salary.com said that it costs when you don't negotiate your salary, it's going to cost dollars. For me, I started calculating mine with that first $65,000 salary. I stopped at 1.3 million because I was like, this is a lot. Okay, let me just focus on the solution because this is a lot of money. So that's the first cost is money. I always encourage people to try to find their number. The second cost is your mental bandwidth. When you are underpaid, it impacts your performance. It impacts when you're stressed about money, you know you're not making enough, you feel upset about it, whether you want to admit it or not. You are constantly thinking about what's next. You're feeling like you're not enough because you're not making as much as the person next to you may be making. And so it's costing you stress and it's causing us to stay in survival mode versus getting to where we should be, which is thriving in our careers, right? And so mental bandwidth is a second cost. The third cost is our voice. When we are underpaid, not feeling valued, we shrink, we are more silent, we operate from a place of misplaced gratitude. And when we shrink our voice, our presence shrinks. And then when our presence shrinks, it signals to the workplace, to these environments that we're in, that we are not confident. And then that we don't deserve the seats that we actually do. So the third one is voice. And then the fourth one, which I believe is one of the most important ones, and that's legacy. And so, I have kids. I always talk about this everywhere I go. I'm talking about my Riley, who's 11, and Levi, who's 8 years old. Every decision that I make around what I'm paid, what I accept, signals to them what normal is and what's acceptable. And so when we don't negotiate, we signal to the people who are watching us, those who look up to us, that this is what they should do as well. In the workplace, and the thing that I was passionate about in my career was, well, if I keep doing this, and this is where it came to a stop, if I keep doing this, then the next Black woman or whoever comes behind me, I'm lowering the bar for them by allowing this to be the bar for my salary. And so now I'm impacting somebody else's legacy. And so when you consider that money, mental bandwidth, your voice, your legacy, those are things at the cost of staying on the clearance rack and not advocating for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.